I do.
We've got an issue here, and we wanna bring it up, and we wanna get it solved.
Okay.
Well, we were violated though.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
quiet. This is a decision on Bernie Palmer, all right?
If we
We
want
wanna get it taken care of.
it's all ready to go to the courts, and we just have to decide whether we wanna do it, because if we do it, then it's gonna cost us some more money, and like I said, right now, we don't have the money to do it. So we're just not, I think we're probably gonna have to wait on that.
The issue that stands is Bernie
Well, I
has
have-
different issues that are being charged against him on his property. And it's whether or not we will authorize to take this issue to court.
Because we have to have a certain, let somebody else come out there and cost them a bunch of money for them to decide whether, you know, to go to court because, Kel is not in the area and it's not.
New information on that, Jen.
Okay, what is the new, okay, go ahead.
Okay, I figured out a way to do it for free without an engineering firm or a
Okay.
surveyor.
Okay,
And I talked to Curry on Friday, and to
Cha-ching.
be solid enough to be survive a summary judgment that will withstand, Curry's happy with the solution I thought of, so we do have a
We-
free path to getting the evidence we need.
there has been a lot of,
Curry's happy.
Yeah, well,
A lot.
there's been a lot of time and a lot of money spent on it up to now also.
if we don't.
And it continues. It's
Well,
not stopping. Yes, you might be able to get an engineering company to come out and do
No,
some
no, I'm gonna
testing.
do it.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah,
You're not.
that's what I'm saying, there's new information here, there's a way that I can do it.
No, as far as I'm concerned, no, not you. You're not an impartial person to be doing any testing or doing any of that
Well,
right
you don't
now.
know anything about how I'm going to go about doing
It doesn't matter, Bob, you're involved in the center of
Oh,
it.
okay, then fine.
She's your boss.
There's 3 members on the board now.
That's right.
She's your
We are
boss.
trying to talk right now and discuss it and make a
Right,
decision.
well, you need to hear what it is.
Settle down.
But
Well,
I'm not
let him just
disturbed.
finish what he was going to say, and then,
Shut
you
up.
know, you can have your opinion too, yes.
There's a way that I can go out there and take samples and figure out the amount of material that's been moved that will withstand scrutiny. So,
You mean something that the soil and water people haven't already done?
Bernie, please,
Material from
everybody,
where? I'm asking a question.
quiet, it's not time right now.
I don't care.
I don't care either, you can leave.
I just got here and don't disrespect me, lady.
No,
Don't
that's,
you
I didn't
disrespect what
I
we're
didn't
doing up
disrespect
here.
you.
Quiet.
Fuck off, don't tell me to do that.
Hey!
Well, yeah, I just asked a question.
Don't touch her.
you know what, you should probably go sit back down. Hey, Lynn.
Sit down.
Hey, Lynn, all you're doing is aggravating
I'll go
her.
Where I want.
Hey, Lynn, your supervisor aggravating this lady here.
What?
Well, sit down, because all you're doing is exciting us.
Quiet.
Do you wanna hear this stuff?
You're exciting this.
Can you shut these people up?
Say, could you please just
I was just asking a question.
let them do their
I was
job?
asking for material.
Show a little respect now.
Let's just let
Honestly,
them do their
Lynn.
job for right now, okay?
Guys get a little power, you get a little stupid
Still
now.
going.
Okay, now, Todd, would you finish what you're trying to say, and then we can make a decision?
So that's, I pretty much have said it. There's a mathematical solution to sampling that we can do, and I've talked to Kelly Schroeder, and I can borrow an employee of the county zoning department for free, and go with me and take some measurements, and we come up with some information that we need.
But you can do it without, but you have to be on his property owner to do it.
Correct.
And that would take a court order,
That will.
and that would.
I'm talking about the engineering thing,
Yeah,
we
I
don't need the
understand.
engineering part.
But
We're still
that
gonna, whether we do it before, after, during, or whatever, there's gonna be a search warrant involved, whether ordered by the court or sought by us, one way or the other. If you're worried about the search warrant, then you might as well just drop the entire thing right now, because there's no path through it without a search warrant.
And that could cost us,
Right, that's about $500.
What did he do is so bad?
Hey,
You should come up and say,
He moved dirt.
Quiet,
We
please.
did a whole bunch of excavating without a
Move a
permit
little dirt around.
too close to Hay Creek and
River.
probably some of it's too close,
Todd, please.
too close to Hay Creek.
The rest,
And that's an important water body in Pine County. It was under the village and it has a lot of importance and people want to keep it clean, and keep it good.
And nobody is saying that it's not an important body of water.
Right.
What we're saying is the issue is whether we can afford all the money it takes that we're putting into these cases, and do we want to go continue doing it?
right,
And it continues, and it continues, and it goes on month after month.
So if we drop this, then we might just as well down our zone.
That'd be a good plan.
Well, I tell you what,
Enforce-
there was something that was said, that most of these townships have dropped zoning, and it is gone back to Pine County.
And do you know what can happen?
What, did Pine County all of a sudden go down in the tubes because they got zoning?
No, they don't do anything. They don't help it out.
we just have different standards.
They let anybody do it.
You guys will have nothing to do.
If we had no
Let her
zoning
talk.
in
She's
Pine
doing a good
County
job.
had it,
I
there
appreciate
would
what
be
she's doing.
600 campsites.
You don't know that for a fact. You don't know that for a fact.
Yes, I do.
The issues, no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
How do you have information on that?
Because I'm involved with the county zoning.
Well, yeah, I know you're involved in the county zoning, and look where it's gotten us.
Okay, I still have more to finish here because there's a broader thing going on. Okay, so we have the shoreland alteration.
Supposed.
Okay, let's say you drop that, then what are you gonna do when you build a cabin without a permit? And then what are you gonna do when you get some sewer system without a
Pine
permit?
County will worry about it.
Who said I wasn't gonna get a permit for anything, Bob?
Did you sat at a meeting? and
That's
said
pretty
5
assumption
times-
on your part.
Pine
No,
County-
I mean, that's what you're building your case on, is that of something that I may or may not do? You gotta be kidding me.
So-
He's ahead of himself, you know that, right?
Thank you, Lynn.
So
During
anyway,
this discussion, are you trying to tell us that Pine County isn't doing a very good job on all these other townships?
No, I talked about the Fernando campground that the county.
I know that, but what about all the jobs that they've been doing for all these other townships? Have they been screwing those townships?
No, there's no such thing.
Well then, what's the
I'm
problem?
talking about our standards with our ordinance, we have a secret.
I know that, but it's not working, Bob, it's costing us tons of money. Have you not looked at the records?
No, well, the zoning really doesn't cost us very much. What costs us is the nuisance ordinance, not the zoning ordinance.
It's your daily calls to
Both
Curry.
Claudia and David Hughes is under the nuisance ordinance,
Fuck
and
you,
the
Bob.
zoning ordinance.
I don't have public, that's not public property.
That's enough. That's
Well,
The
then,
the zoning ordinance isn't our problem to begin with, but anyway,
It's a
if I
personal
could finish.
vendetta you have.
I think, right now, we just had the planning commission meeting last Wednesday, we have new members. And 6 months ago, you guys had voted to have me and the planning commission develop a new ordinance. Okay, so I'm about to send a draft of a revised ordinance over to Kettle River Printing so that each member has another copy of the ordinance. Now, if we're going to drop zoning, then there's no sense in the planning commission developing another new zoning ordinance.
I suggest
So we
not
need
dropping
to
zoning, drop Bob. That's your problem.
I agree. Cancel the,
Third
we're
day.
going to cancel.
Let's vote on that.
Yeah.
Everybody want to vote on it. You know what? Let's drop Bob
Let's
instead of
vote Bob.
zoning.
Give her to Bob.
Stay quiet, all of you.
Hey, you know what? Bob read over this mom.
Nothing but a problem. And it's gonna cost you nothing but money. You don't understand, Jen. It's gonna cost you guys even more.
Hey, Lynn.
I mean, you don't understand. Lynn, thank you very much, though.
Lynn, did you
Thank
not
you.
drop those issues with them and that's way out of Bob's
And you know what? I would love to sit down and explain to you the whole
Would
story.
you be quiet?
Yes.
I got a file on you too.
How many times should I ask you to be quiet?
I got a big file on you.
Just hang on, Trace. Hey.
Do you think that these?
So anyway, if you're going to drop the zoning,
Okay,
Yes,
if
I
we
pointed-
look at zoning, that's about $5,000 that's gone into zonings for some of the zoning problems that you had. The
right,
nuisance ones were right around 13,000 or something of that nature.
just for clarity.
And if you take this to court, and we don't win, you can add another, at least another $7,000 onto that 5,000 that you got there for zoning this year. Okay? For this stuff. Well, then zoning is costing us money.
Monopoly money.
Yeah, in this particular case.
Yes, and it will continue to do
But
so.
Hughes was a nuisance, and that cost us $36,000.
It will,
Claudia's was a nuisance, that cost us
Fuck you.
the
$13,000.
nuisance, right, I've got that.
So right there's
numbers
about
down.
50,000, both of which are by nuisance.
And the
You're
board
a
here,
nuisance.
the board here cost the whole year $2,800 for our little problems that we have up here, okay?
Can we get the correct
No, not
description
right
of
now.
nuisance?
No,
I wanna know
not
what
right
my
now.
nuisance was.
No,
What is
wait,
a nuisance?
wait. So
Something
now,
Bob don't
if
like.
you get back to the zoning, and now when you have us, by the time the court is said and done, and we may or may not, like I said, we can roll the dice on whether we win this case or not. And according to your information, the DNR was already out here.
You got 100.
I've gone over this stuff,
Soil and sample
I
too.
mean,
Then,
unbelievably.
if I could just interject for a second, please. I would gladly sit down with you and show you all the court documentation, everything that Bob sent to me, everything Curry sent to me, everything I sent to them, and everything involving my case from the beginning. I will promise you, you will be absolutely shocked that, and you, for you guys to know this here, I don't have an open pit mine out there. You guys are more than welcome to come out there. I've done a wonderful job of landscaping, creating barriers. I've not polluted Hay Creek, stop saying that, because you know what, I'm a bigger environmentalist than probably anybody in this room.
It's actually beautiful. Oh, sorry.
And I wouldn't do anything to hurt the Hay Creek. I wouldn't do anything to hurt this community. What I'd like to see is just, you know, some positive things start happening around here. This shit show we got going on here could stop any time. But you know what, you folks gotta listen to us. I mean, that's all we're saying.
Stay on.
Okay, I guess my point is, I would gladly, you're right, I would like you to read what I have too. Because if you think that you have some things that make you skin crawl, wait till I show you everything.
Good job.
Well,
But
He's willing to work it out with you guys, so.
So, just leave it at that.
you disagree with the idea that you should have a permit to do this project? Do you agree or disagree that you should have had a permit to do that project?
To do what?
Your project.
What
to-
project?
that
Landscaping?
Yeah, that landscaping that you did there.
Does anybody in this room ever had to get a permit for landscaping?
Never.
When
No.
you're right next to a
Property,
creek,
no.
when you're next to a river,
It's not a river, it's a creek,
It's
and
a
I did every precaution possible
I'm not
to not
saying-
have any issues,
but
and
I'm
there are
not
no
saying you
issues.
didn't.
And there's no reason for me to get a permit.
yes,
If I decide to build a cabin there, I will get a permit, just as I'm supposed to.
Okay.
But he is asking me to get a permit for something that I haven't even started yet, I don't even have a floor plan yet, for the God's sake.
Dan, it wouldn't be our problem if we don't do this case. It won't be our problem. It'll be Pine County's problem to give him a permit or not, or for him to apply for one. And that goes
Only
for
then-
anybody in this
then we'd have to
place.
drop zoning.
That includes us, that
Then we-
includes everybody.
yeah, This is, then we'd have to drop the zoning part of our ordinance.
No, you just dropped
Well,
Bob.
you know, there's steps to that too, I guess.
You know, I mean,
But
we
right
can't,
now-
can
right
we
now-
just drop zoning for one person and not for everybody then?
Well, no, we're not gonna drop it just for one person. That's not what we're talking
That's
about.
what, well, that's what you know, if we drop this completely,
No,
Yeah,
if we
we're
drop
not-
it completely, Pine County takes it over.
Millions of dollars.
We still have zoning.
Okay, well, I was about to get to that.
okay,
You know, but my point is, she wants to drop zoning, so, you know,
Poor
I
man.
want to
Just-
drop the case.
yeah.
well, there's no just dropping it.
There's no
dropping it.
there in this case. There's no this is all circumstantial.
I'm just asking now, can we drop one case without dropping zoning for everybody then?
Not that I'm aware of, I don't know, for sure.
As long as it's-
I know we can't afford to go to court.
Well, you guys didn't pursue the Baileys up here and that problem. What's the difference there?
Let's stay on this.
I'm just using a
Sandy
comparison.
Way Creek's not
Moving
Federal Riverway.
That'll come to its own.
Yeah.
St. Croix River is.
You know, yes,
River is.
if you don't do this,
Same with Tamarack.
I think there's enough money to do it. myself, especially if we could sell Greg Bloom's house. That'd be more than enough.
So,
Oh, great.
we're a
What
fucking.
the hell is that?
That's perfect, it's perfect, let him talk,
Yes, just shut up.
let him talk.
So anyway, the point is if we're going to do this, as,
So
you know,
you're chilling
last
next.
meeting, I pointed out, you're not supposed to drop zoning without the planning commission study it.
Whoa.
That was at the end of the
Oh my
proposed
God.
meeting, right?
Okay.
Remember that?
This shit
Okay,
gets better.
so, you know, maybe, I'm just saying, there's two alternatives. One is, instead of moving forward on writing a new ordinance, maybe
Jen, if you'd like me to throw his ass out, I will.
Would you please be quiet?
I'm just saying,
I don't wanna hear what you're saying right now. I'm listening to somebody else right now. Now shut your
I
mouth.
apologize.
How long are you just gonna go through this monkey business? This is just crazy. So anyway, A is, you know, have your public hearing and see what sentiment is, how many people want to have zoning. I mean, that's why we have zoning, people voted on it. You know, at
Let's
this
vote on it
point,
now.
then, I would say to you, you are voting, your job as a township supervisor is to express the will of the people, and the will of the people is to have zoning. You're voting
People,
your
who's
own
that?
personal opinion, rather than representing the people that elected you.
You're being vindictive and going after somebody for no reason.
Quiet.
So,
I'm
Over
looking
and
at
over.
numbers.
well, there's a way through that, I have to answer.
And you don't tell her what to do too, Bob, you
Please be
work for
quiet.
her, and you work for me.
You have $3,626.48 for a court case that could be unending if he decides to carry it out.
I'll help him.
Oh, ain't the least you gotta worry
I
about.
will help him.
Affirmative answer as far as whether it will get reimbursed, if you will win or if you will lose. You have circumstantial evidence. You wanna be the person that determines the facts on the case out there with some other people that will help you out. Yes, you wanna be you wanna be in it.
That's disgusting.
No, you're disgusting, Bob.
just said-
You're disgusting, Bob.
Would you
You just
Second
said
it.
it.
Bob, you're a disgusting
you-
man.
No, it's not the facts that I want.
He's a disgusting
The facts that I
man.
found is to go out with a tape measure and make measurements to tape.
Come on my property, Bob, try it.
Then that takes $500.
No, I'll do it for free.
In a body bag.
Free.
But get on the
And a
property
body
and take
bag.
money.
Yeah, that would cost me a lot. So I'm gonna just go to-
Yeah, after everything.
Step on my property, Bob.
So let's do 3 after
Be a
everything.
cyclops.
Then if you're not gonna do that, then this will come up with everything, I'm just drop zoning and you know.
It's not a matter of dropping zoning, Bob, it's a matter of dropping you.
Quiet, Bernie, please.
How long?
I'm not the only one that feels this way. Derek does also.
Yeah, we don't have the money for this.
We don't have the money. I'm not alone in this. There's two board
Thank you.
Quiet!
There's 2 board members that are in agreement.
Okay.
Vote's been taken, done.
No, the vote has not been taken
Okay,
yet.
I'm sorry.
Thank you guys for please
You know, Lynn, if I could just say something, you know, here's what would happen though. If I wasn't here and you weren't, I appreciate your position, because some common sense is great, and Derek, thank you too. But you know what, if I wasn't here and we weren't here, Bob would sit here and browbeat you guys down to the point till you voted the way he wants you to. And that's not the way this is supposed to operate, and that's not fair, and it's not right.
Well, it's not happening.
I know, and thank you.
Okay.
Because one person stood up.
Good job.
That's all it took.
Two people.
One person, 2 people.
All right, that's enough. No.
Thank you,
2 people are standing.
thank you. Yes, 2 brave people.
Well, he
And it
didn't like
doesn't,
me and he
Jan
got me out of there
hasn't even, Jan
quick.
hasn't even said anything. She's been trying to keep everybody quiet so she can
Okay.
hear what's going on.
Okay.
So let's see if we can come up with anything here and settle this thing.
Right
Okay?
on.
Now, as far as you have in this, also in this document, what would happen if we decide we're going to say no to dirt,
To what?
to this?
Okay.
The shoreline alteration part, right? Just
Okay.
that?
No. According to your words, if as far as zoning goes legally, you need to have a planning commission hold a public hearing to gauge public sentiment, develop a finding of facts, and send a recommendation non-binding to the town board. Then again, if you do nothing at all, probably no one will say anything.
Right.
Okay, and didn't you have something else in here too? That might be the only statement, but anyway, so if we vote no on this tonight, I don't know what Bob is going to do or what happens at that point, but that's up to Bob. So, if we're going to take a vote on this and get this settled, let's get a vote on it. If we're gonna go ahead and do it, let's go ahead and do it. But you have the information, and as far as the statistics goes and robbing the building fund to pay the pauper, it's not gonna work.
Except the vote of the people authorized that.
Well, maybe we should take a vote of the people to see if they want
Well,
us to
that's
pursue
what I just
this.
said about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, be quiet. What are you doing?
I second that.
He's your boss, Bob.
Now what's going on?
Oh, so, well, maybe we need to have a vote to see if the people want us to pursue this or not.
I like that.
Well,
All the people agreed to that.
and then the town board vote?
Yeah, we
The
take
town-
in
the
their
town board would have the
consideration.
full-
the
Great
vote.
idea.
The town board would have the final.
Not a bad idea, nope.
Right.
So are you talking about like a public hearing? kind of
Yeah.
thing?
It would be good for the people and the board.
But honestly, how much is that gonna cost too? Though I know it's probably small relative to go to court, but
You could do it free.
I mean, honest to God, it's not that big of a deal. It really ain't. It's just so he thinks it's too close.
Financially, I don't think the figures are gonna change.
I mean, soil and sample. Everybody been out there, right? Everyone's been out there.
Robbing other funds to pay for something that the board members aren't behind doesn't make any sense either.
No, but I, way back, the people did say to use the building fund. But that was for the nuisance, that, cleaning up at David's and.
But this is a new age, this is a new time.
So did-
Back
But I'm
then,
just saying that this is, at that time, that's just what the people wanted done.
And we did it, and
The
that's
cleanup.
not over.
yeah.
This
it's
is not a
over.
cleanup.
We can't live in the past, we've gotta go forward and deal with the situations as they come up now. We're not living in 1960.
Wasn't that long ago.
Well, I know that, I am fully aware of that, it's just a
I
statement.
think we should drop it.
I second that.
Well,
Well,
Let's see what they're gonna do with letting
we
us.
gotta get the people in here.
Make no mistake, you guys will drop it, but Bob will
In order
pursue
to
it.
have-
We have to post it.
You'd have to
Absolutely.
have
Well,
all the-
you know,
Yes.
You know,
That
it's
would
been
matter,
done a long time ago.
That would cost us some money too. no
that
matter
could
what
be
you
another
do, it costs us a
$1,000 by
bunch
the
of money.
time you're done.
But how much is it gonna cost us?
They'd have
Potentially $20,000?
Oh,
No.
no, not $20,000.
Just don't pursue it.
What's gonna
But then
cost?
you're throwing more
If we
money out
had,
the
if
door
we
again.
had a public meeting and asking
Well,
whether the public wanted
planning
to.
commission would hold a meeting, so you got 5 members, they each make approximately $100, just like when you guys have a meeting.
It's a $700 meeting.
So there's that, you'd have a notice in the paper, it'd be $50, $60 for the notice in the paper.
Vote on it now.
So that's it, I mean, it's a planning commission meeting and a notice in the paper. That's, like the planning commission to start working on another new ordinance. Every time they meet, you're gonna pay them $500, the whole,
Less
board
laws.
does. Why develop a new one, why get rid of the old one?
This is my new.
That's exactly, what my point was. So,
No matter what you do, it costs you money.
what's that?
Well, yeah, that's how the world runs.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we cut our costs and throw Bob off.
I mean, ask yourselves, what do you accomplish by what you're doing?
Nothing.
I mean, what do you accomplish at the end of the day? I mean, that should be your thing.
Who cares
It,
about
it,
the
it makes no sense that, again,
Zoning makes.
I'll gladly, Jan, if you'd like to come out there, I'll show you exactly what I did out there. you're more than welcome to. That man's not ever come on my property, but I will allow you to.
He wasn't asking to be on your property.
Yes.
He wants to spend money to go to court to get a warrant to go on property, and that won't happen in either. And you wanna, when you wanna talk about spending money, yeah, you're right, it's gonna cost you a lot of money, believe me, I'll bury it. I'll bury it. And so, I mean, I'm trying to be fair with you.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am, Jen, I don't even have a problem with you, I don't.
Okay,
I work with.
Well, how about Derek?
okay,
Would you
okay,
blow
let's
out there,
get this
Derek? I
issue
mean,
taken care of.
you know what you're
One way or
doing.
another, let's do something here.
Derek knows what he's kinda doing out there. I mean, he could probably go out there. Would you be willing to let Derek?
Derek's more than welcome to come on my property anytime he wants.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you guys. You guys can figure probably a
Cheaper
solution
solution.
to this.
Well,
It's
what
called a
you have
meeting
to
of the
do
minds.
is to take something to court, you have to be, dealing with facts.
We're tired of court.
Well, I'm just saying, you have to be dealing with facts, and if you don't have the facts, and if it's
agree.
not enough to hold up in court, then you're wasting the judge's time and everybody's time.
Plus Flanagan's not there anymore neither, so that's not gonna help you.
Well, I don't know who's Flanagan is.
He's the
I
judge
don't-
that takes care of everything.
I don't even care, because I don't know him, and I've never known him, and I
You
will
don't wanna
never-
know
I
him.
will never know him, so it
Don't
doesn't
wanna know.
matter.
Loser like Bob.
A judge is a judge is a judge.
Let these
Loser.
guys finish this up so we can keep moving here.
So anyway, that's what I'm talking about, collecting is facts, and I agree with what you said about facts. So,
You've been collecting them for 3 years, Bob, how many more facts you need? If I could explain to you too, the soil and water's been out to my place, 3 of them. The DNR's been out to my place, 2 of them. I called the DNR myself, 2 of them. I called St. Paul DNR, talked to 2 of them. Nobody's had a problem. The only person that has a problem with it is Bob. And even when you vote, he will still pursue it. Just like my taxes happen to go up, went up, my property value doubled last year. And you don't think that he was involved with it? Yeah, he was.
No.
Well, when I do a FOIA request and I find out who he's been calling to and who he's been talking to, I will bury that man and I will sue him and sue you and sue everybody that votes the way you're doing.
We had.
That's what will
Shut up,
happen.
Now listen, you did all the talking.
Bob
The
Brewster.
taxes had nothing to do with the township. It all went to the county and the county did all the assessing.
Yeah, I
We
know
did
that.
not, we did
Yeah,
not
they
do.
all- The assessing got handed over.
You're telling me he didn't influence anything?
No, he had nothing to do with it.
We'll see.
He had
We
nothing-
will see.
He had nothing.
Derek,
We
you
will
own
see.
your own acreage, did the same thing happen to you?
The one thing that's nice about when you do a FOIA request, I will request his phone records and I will find out every person he's talked to and every conversation he's had.
That's just, we're not on that bridge.
Can we
Let them
take a vote or not? Here.
I don't care if you
Let's
drop it
go
or not, I'm not stopping
another-
coming here.
I'm going to that meeting.
Go ahead and drop that bridge.
Generation.
The board of, the one that tax me.
I don't think there's money to pursue
I'm
anything.
afraid we don't.
But it is.
Can we take a vote?
actually, Derek,
Praise the Lord.
Well, if they is to, how much would it cost us right now? How much is it costing us right now?
what do you mean by 6 months?
No, what is the cost right now? for-
Right now, nothing, I mean, it's,
No, we've paid Curry money to draw papers and stuff, haven't we?
right, which you're throwing away if
About
you do that.
37,
They're already written.
Right, then how much, what I'm saying is how much did that cost?
Talking on the phone about you.
3,800 so far on this sheet.
Well, you just paid them 1,500 of that tonight.
Wow.
That was
We need to get rid of him and Curry.
Then how would we ever get him that?
Unbelievable.
Get rid of him and Curry.
Even if we pursued it.
Well, we'd be seeking attorney's fees, which would be a
But-
big problem on this.
What is our chances of getting him?
Pretty good.
Pretty slim.
Same thing I'll do.
There's no guarantees.
No, they don't get this, no.
They're pretty good, you know, Flanagan's gone, that's more Flanagan than it is anything.
Is he
Maybe
anything
you
for federal
guys,
laws?
maybe you wanna make a call to Curry,
Is it?
and you should talk to him
On
first.
that fucking meter. Call Curry.
Can we take a vote?
But we do have a way to pay for it.
I know, because we have so little money left.
You know, first of all, there's 500 for search warrant, that's not gonna be too many. Because I'm not gonna have all these warrants.
We're gonna have these fights.
Between now and then, at least to me, you guys are the board, obviously. The money that paid Greg Bloom's thing came out of the building fund, and I think it should go back into the city.
Yeah.
When we get it back, always gonna sell the land.
But
So
they
we
don't
would
all-
have that to work with. So we've
But we
got.
can't guarantee them selling the land. We can't
Sell
guarantee
the
them
land.
selling
They
the
act like
land.
it's free
No,
money.
we've got 6
Sell the
months,
land
we don't
to
have
go
to
after
decide
people.
zoning
Yeah,
now.
you vote on your
Just
taxes.
in 6
Just
months, we
table
can
it.
sell.
Yeah.
Just table it
Sell,
right
they
now.
want to sell the property to
Table it
whoever
right
needs
now.
it.
Well, I think we have a way through this, yes, that's
He
true.
wants to take it out of the
I,
building fund.
since last Tuesday, I've been doing a lot of work.
I said, what do you say?
Figuring out things, and I figured out a way that I can go on a fact.
Go in court.
Collecting things, and I stand up and currently challenge me very actively to do what I propose to do for a solution.
Can you do it with, but you can't do it without going on his property.
Which is $500
No, it costs us another $500.
for that, and probably 2,000 altogether.
That's another $500.
You,
Which we can sell.
get a warrant to go on my property for what?
Land is worth, well, we still have to name.
And this property he's talking about selling isn't your property to sell, to take your constituents to court on. That money belongs to the people. Why don't you build a playground or something, or go put some gravel down on Condor Lane, where it could use it from the washout? Instead of spending money on stupid shit like this, for God's sakes.
Be quiet.
Yes.
We're just talking, we're just
Well,
talking.
vote.
We're just
There,
talking.
you're letting him talk you into something that's stupid.
Spending money ain't even
Just
sold.
take the vote.
Increase our fees, don't decrease it.
Just take the vote, for God's sakes.
Okay,
Spending money ain't even got.
quiet.
Which, when this is all over, I've got two, if you would. I've got two
Retire.
other things for the zoning report, if you could,
Okay,
if we could do that.
well, let's do this then, and you say no.
I say no.
We don't have the money.
Yeah, okay.
Right on,
We will not take this to court.
right on,
Praise the
right
Lord.
on.
I still think it should be,
Thank you.
please.
Okay,
Thank you.
now what else do you have, Bob?
Fixing the roads alone is 35,000, and that's only 5 roads. I mean,